All right. So
anti-ICE protests here.
Okay, no, I was making sure.
We're on day 7 of anti-ICE protests here in Los Angeles. And what I'm hearing in the community is that what touched off these protests is not just the fact that ICE is coming here to arrest people, it's the way they're carrying out these arrests with heavily armed, militarized tactical units going to open-air workplaces like car washes and Home Depot parking lots where they don't have to show any warrants to arrest people. For example, I spoke to the son of Arturo Vasquez. He is a man who was arrested at one of these car washes, has been in the United States for close to 30 years, has several U.S. citizen children. His arrest went viral due to a video of his young 7-year-old son screaming and crying when he saw his father getting arrested. His 16-year-old son, Brian, talked to me about what effect this has had on his family.
I just see him sad, slump on the couch, just thinking about my dad, and here and there cries. And even during the night, he wakes up and cries and tells me that he misses my dad. And that's affecting us mentally. But I tell him that we have strong hope that we'll get our dad back. Right now, I'm feeling calm because I don't want to show my mom that I'm crying, that I'm sad, because the more we get sad, the more she will get sad. So I'm trying to stay strong, not cry as much, and just be calm during this whole time that we're trying to get my dad back.
The protests here have quieted down significantly in the last few days, largely as a result of a massive crackdown by local and state law enforcement. But we're looking ahead to this weekend when more organized, larger marches are planned, especially for Saturday, that are likely to bring out a larger cross-section of the LA population. How law enforcement and how the Trump administration, with these troops, responds to those mobilizations will be a test of how this growing movement evolves in the coming days and weeks. We're on day 7 of...
Damn, they said that little kid that was screaming was 7 years old. That little boy looked like he was 14, 15.
Yeah, he was a big kid.
You know, told Kiko with them little snacks.
Taquitos.
Yeah. Yo, if that was that important, why you don't go with him?
What?
No, that's my first thought. Like, yo, if I'm illegal and I'm caught, I'm like, all right, yo, come on, yo,
we all going back.
We all going back. We gonna get cracking. Like, so why? Yo, we all going back, right?
No more rent.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the deal? Like, yo, we gotta pop it for a little while, and now we going back.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that they doing this type of sweeping shit going. Like, it's wild. I mean, just
what makes it crazy?
Just to grab up people and just be like, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. I mean, my point. I'm just saying that there's got to be a better way. They got commercials. They got radio commercials.
Of what's the better way
to tell?
ICE has radio commercials, or people warning people have radio commercials.
No. I don't know if it's ICE, but they have a commercial that says like there's some type of organization that you could turn yourself in.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and they give you a stack when you're on the ground over there, right?
I don't know if they give you money, but then basically you could kind of try to get in legally.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
you got to go back. And then
I want to hear why do you think it's crazy the way they doing it, and do you have any things like? Do you have any better ways of doing it?
It's violent. It's very violent. It's
nobody's been killed yet.
It's traumatizing, yeah, but it's traumatizing to
traumatizing is mental. Like that's anything could be traumatizing. I stubbed my toes. Traumatizing.
Wait. Like how can you do it?
That's not violent.
How was violent against somebody?
How can you? I'm just asking. I'm just curious because I'm like, how would you do this without being like tactical? Let's not call it violent. Like I think you have to be tactical, right?
Okay, tactical is a good word, but that sounds like a word that Donald Trump would use to describe the violent way that he's doing it. But and not that I'm not a anti-Trump, whatever, anti-whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it's very violent and it's traumatizing to the children. It's traumatizing to a family when they just come and just scoop up somebody and arrest them and say you got to go because some nigga's been here technically illegally for like the last 6, 7, 13 years.
Does that make it right?
I'm not saying it makes it right, but it's like it would suck if it's traumatizing enough if if you committed the crime, you know, it's on you, whatever. But if the cops just come raid your crib and just arrest you in front of your kids, it's like, well, damn, you could have just, you know, waited till I was alone. You know, follow me around, wait till I drop my kid off at school and then come get me or something. Like you got to be. That's tactical to me.
No, I think the first line is like, yo, you could turn yourself in. You could say, yeah, I'm here illegally, and
that's fine, but that's not the first move that they did. They didn't say come turn yourself in.
Yo, bro, they've been playing commercials for that long.
Yeah, but they didn't. That should have started at the beginning of this situation. They started with
this is what I'm trying to grab this. All right, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I've been hearing commercials. I listen to 101.1 CBS FM. And they've been playing. It's some lady, I don't know what her title is, saying like, yo, she runs out, she talks about the people from it's Spanish countries that she says the crimes that they did or whatever, right?
Okay.
Then she says, yo, if you don't leave or turn yourself in.
You're talking about like a see something, say something situation.
No, like a self-deportation.
No, it's like
they
basically
self-deportation.
You could self-deport, you could turn yourself in.
There's a difference between self-deporting yourself because you ran out of a work visa and somehow you still here or something like that, and I committed a crime and I deserve to get sent back. Like those are two different situations, but everybody's getting scooped up no matter what you did.
No, if you're here illegally, yeah, you're gonna get scooped.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I've been here for 30 years and I'm still working at a fucking car wash. Let me just go back to where I'm fucking from.
Yeah, but you can't,
let me just pack this shit up. Like
being here for 30 years and then saying, you know what? This year I'm gonna turn myself in and go back to where I ain't been in 30 years. Maybe you get
tired. Yeah. Maybe you get tired of living with that freaking monkey on your back.
That's nobody's doing that.
Not even that, right? No, okay, because the initial conversation was about the way they're doing it,
right?
You getting them raiding your house, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is that they don't have to raid your house. You could just turn yourself in,
yeah,
and say, yo, yeah.
Well, who's going to turn themselves in after being here for a long period of time? You're not just going to do that.
I wouldn't.
You got to settle your affairs.
No.
You got to at least be like, well, my job goes.
I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna keep.
My job to
to
mi hijo.
No, well, it's like the same thing. This is the
thing. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't turn myself in either. But I know after that, I don't. What the consequences are?
Yeah. But this is. You know, I've been chilling for the past 12 years. But this guy gets in, and all of a sudden, I got to get on the run. That's a hard situation to figure out.
I don't know, man.
It's life though. It's wild. Like, what do you mean?
I mean, the nigga just started his. He just started his term. It ain't been but a year.
What does that mean? I don't even understand. Like, was the logic?
I got a year. I got less than a year to fucking figure this shit out.
The game don't stop.
I've been here with my family and working an American job. Might be, you know, off the books or whatever. But for the past 12 years and renting out this property for my kids to be, and my kids go to the school, and all of a sudden, if 2024, 2025 coming, I'm like, oh, I got to get up and run,
right?
And I can't provide for my kids.
You know
no
what?
more.
He was
you
good.
Can't just do that.
He was good until the last 4 years prior.
Dragged them out of their house.
We had to watch everybody just flood the fucking gate. Everybody just come over. They making documentaries about it. The mules, not the mules, the coyotes is taking people back and forth. We had to watch people just go back and forth.
Can I ask a
Hold on one second.
Sorry.
We had to watch people go back and forth, dude, flaunted in everybody's face that, yo, we doing this out in the open. When you doing crime out in the open, even if it's a petty crime, at the end of the day, it gets escalated to something that is going to be addressed. They're going to address it. They're going to shut it down, and then they're going to do a sweep. Maybe a couple of eggs got to get cracked to make an omelet.
So,
you know what I mean?
If you about to take this trip with your friends to Canada,
right,
and they
stay there illegally,
and they stop you, at the customs or whatever when you cross the border and say your friends can come, but you can't because you got two speeding tickets you ain't paid off.
It's Canada, bro.
You gonna be like, yo, that's not right. That's fair. That's fair.
I'm from America. Canada is like America anyway.
It's understood.
But Canada will stop you.
It's understood if it's
like that. I never needed to be in Canada that bad.
No, I'm just telling you, they definitely will.
But you taking time out of your life to go out there.
I'll go back home, though.
And this may not have anything to really do with the topic, but it's just more like a level of how to handle things.
We from America. We from the best of the best. We on.
There's got to be a degree of people who are here on an expired work visa, and somebody who's here because, but somebody who has a fucking criminal record.
Cool.
Like
one last thing.
You can't scoop everybody up. You can't scoop everybody up and then be like, all right, well, we gonna let y'all go. It's really stay. That's
right. I remember back in the day, right? Nassau County, right? Like where we all live. Nassau County parking used to let you run up the bill. Run up the bill. Then they send you one letter. Yo, you got to come into court for this one thing. Then they get you in there and you sit in front of the judge. And they pull out that big, long sheet. And they like, yo, you owe 25, 12, whatever. They let you run it up. And then they got you. You know what I'm saying? And we all been there. And we all sat there with the little court-appointed lawyer. And they sitting there like, yo, you got to pay this or you get in.
You thought you got away with that shit, right?
You thought you got away with all that. They never bothered you about nothing. All them little parking tickets in Hempstead, all them little joint where you went to sneaker terminal, everything you just went. Yo, Brownies give you a ticket. Everybody give you a ticket. You good.
I don't know. I mean,
all of a sudden,
I just feel like
you walked in the court fresh.
You walked in good.
New outfit.
$100.
I'm gonna stop at sneaker terminal on the way to the
court. You at that joint. You calling your mom for a couple. You calling everybody for a couple of dollars just so you can keep your license.
I don't.
Yo, you're not getting away with anything.
I
man.
just think
you thought you was good.
Yeah. No, I just think it's just.
I'm about to return these sneakers.
Listen, a couple of months ago, there was an election. And people went out and pushed the button that they felt was necessary, right, for them. And it had to be more than less of the people went out and pushed a particular button. And this is what you got. So I feel like, as a country, I'm actually interested on why it's such outrage. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like,
I think it's outrage on them. They're just outraged.
Cool.
The people who get scooped up.
Well, I mean, yes. But I'm seeing, I'm sure you're saying,
you're illegal, then niggas can't vote anyway.
But I'm saying, I know I can look at my timeline, and on my timeline, I'm seeing a lot of outrage for how things are being done
from black people.
Now, this is the thing. I mean, listen. It had to be some black people. It had to be some Latinos to push it. Had to be some whites to push it. It couldn't just be one. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of everybody had to do it in order for this particular guy to win.
Yeah.
And the amount of outrage that I'm seeing, I'm like, well, somebody had to push the button. Like it wasn't.
They all pushed the button. They put the buttons on.
I don't know.
Themselves.
I don't even want to go. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, we know.
I would think, right, if a majority of a country voted for a particular person, I'm just surprised that the amount
it in our face though. Cool.
I'm just surprised at the amount of outrage at this point. People should, I would think, more people would be like, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to go.
I heard a few people say that.
And the thing is,
I need to hear more. I need to hear more. Of that.
After they done
not that it's right. Not that it's right. But I'm just saying.
I've seen the shots of the protests, and the riots and things like that. But I've heard specifically black people that are saying like, "Yo, this is not our fight."
Yeah.
They want us to, they asking us to crash out with them, whatever. Right. I also heard of I saw another video of another dude that said they're paying $200 a day for you to go out and protest.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they're paying protesters to go out and
wait to say keep it going or stop it.
To keep it going. Go out and protest.
Keep it going.
To go out and protest against it.
Yeah.
Right. They pay people to go out and protest.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But listen, like I said, man, the button was pushed.
And next, Antifa's gonna be out there.
Guys got no choice but to kind of roll with how things are going. I mean, we don't really, but I remember a couple episodes ago, it was like, GB, you brought up like us being like poor sports a little bit, right? About like, you know, how we're expressing such outrage towards how the country is doing things and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you know, you made a decision. So now, honestly, can we say that the other candidate would have done this or not? I can't necessarily say.
I don't more the same. Yeah.
But listen.
But it does.
Obama, they always say Obama deported the most people. He did not do it in such a violent way.
No.
So there is a different way of doing this shit. I don't know. I couldn't tell you how he did it. I just
we didn't see. Okay, well, it didn't bubble over to what we see right now. So it must have been in some sort of. It could have been
either that, or it's like, all right, well, every presidential term, something has to be dramatized by the news. So this is what they're eating off of right now. They're eating off of
definitely early though.
They're eating off of the immigration situation. Definitely early.
It's early.
But
Jesus.
I think it's what they have to do because news has to be so rapid and everything. So they have to call this shit out because this is the new drama for this particular presidential term. The last term, it was gas price too high. The term before that, it was black people getting killed all the time. So black people still getting killed by cops.
Right.
But now the big thing is the fucking immigration. But I agree. I almost agree that black people should be like, this isn't our fight. Because
until it is. Until they move on from the Hispanics and they want to get the black people out of the country.
But I think we already.
How do you tell the Haitian
from a
regular black guy?
Wait.
So now it's going to
that's GB and Ron.
Dark skinned people.
We both know. We all three of us know someone who was deported.
Yeah.
Of our skin color.
Couple. Yeah.
Of our lifestyle.
So do I.
Right?
Lifestyle.
So do I.
No, but, I mean, listen, you hung out with the nigga before, you know what I mean? So we were in the same lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
But it was this particular person made a decision.
Yeah.
That got them in some trouble, and it led to
knew your paperwork was dirty, dog.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Same. So it's
I know a person recently who just got deported. Same thing.
Right?
Do they finish their time?
Did we show out? We didn't show outrage.
No, we like
the reason why we didn't show outrage is because why? We can say, oh well, you
made your bed,
kind of made a decision, or whatever the case was. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we've been dealing with this. So I don't want to say, but that's my point. We didn't protest for that. Right. You know what I mean?